Hi everybody, it's Terry again. I am going to try and get on here once a week, depending on like my schedule or availability. I've been doing a lot of, I don't want to say soul searching, but I am a follower of the Norris Nuts, and they did a vlog, or they've been doing a couple of vlogs in the last like few weeks on what you want to achieve or do or try to do in the year 2020. And it's kind of lit a fire inside of me to really think about what I would like to do, where I want to go, where I want to be by the end of the year, not only living wise, but financially. And I've never really thought this much about it because I just go day by day, and right now everything's really uncertain, and I don't want to say bleak, but there's not really much going on in my life right now. I mean, I did have a lupus flare-up. I am struggling with whether or not I want to continue babysitting for this family. I follow a monthly session called Self-Love Sundays with the amazing Ellie Pascal in England through a webinar. We had one today, and it was on people pleasing, and whether or not you are aware of it or you don't want to admit that you might people please and everything. I, for one, am very aware of my wanting to please people all the time. I think it has to do with how I was raised and everything in a narcissistic household. I do struggle, and that right now I am struggling to put my needs first and myself first. I'm searching for a job. I might have one, but I'm not 100% sure because I'm still in the interview process and like the middle process of like the application and the offer and everything. But I wanted to get on here, and I just wanted to talk about what my, I don't know if I want to say aspirations, but I'll say goals because I'm not 100% sure about the aspirations. To me, it sounds like I don't know. I don't know. So my goals as of right now, I have said over the years that I've wanted to move. I've been in my apartment for 5 years. I'm going to be going on 6 years if I if I write, if I put down that I want to stay here in this recertification paperwork, or if I want to move. I've kind of penciled in that I want to move, but it all depends on this job. If I get this job, then I'm going to stay here. If I don't, then I'm going to move back downtown. But ideally, I would love to move overseas. I was recently, in September, I was in England for the second time in 10 years, 9 or 10 years. And, here comes Kink. Oh, no, never mind. And I went to a few, places that I hadn't been the first time I visited. And I have fallen in love all over again. Especially up in Anglesey in Wales. No matter where I went, the locals were absolutely amazing in stopping their trek on wherever they were going to ask if you needed help finding some place, or if you were getting on the right train or bus to where you were intending on going, where they highly recommended you eat, whether it's like a light fare or like a heavy meal. I really do. I'm kind of getting sick of being in like the retail cashiering like jobs and everything, because it's been there, done that. And I mean, a new experience somewhere else would be really nice and everything. I really would like to work for like Boots, or work in a grocery chain like Asda or Primark or something. But I'm also very much interested in working in the homeless sector in England. They just had through Thames Reach, I think it was Thames Reach, they have a website where they have job listings and apprenticeships and all that stuff and everything, with various charities and organizations that are directly benefiting and helping the homeless and rough sleepers in England and around England and whatnot. They just had an apprenticeship up, which I really, really wanted to apply for, but by the time I came across it, I just wasn't going to be able to get the full application filled out and sent back. Plus the requirements of coming in for like a meeting or interviews or whatnot wasn't going to work very well, because I don't have any funds to make the trip, and I wasn't sure that they would accommodate me in being that I'm in America, but also you can't really like tell a person's personality or whatnot, body language or whatnot, over the phone. We probably could have done like a video interview or something like that, like what I'm doing right now, like talking to you guys. But it just wasn't the right moment to try and go for that. I do want to eventually travel more if possible. I do want to visit other places. I've been to England and Scotland twice. Ireland once. Can get you? She just sneezed on my foot. I've been to Ireland once. I've been to Wales once. I really do want to go to Australia and New Zealand. I do want to go to Rome and the Vatican and Paris, France, and Luxembourg, Germany, Holland. I'd really like to go see some more historical places that really cut deep into my heart, such as Auschwitz. I do want to continue to gain followers, not that it's a necessity, but I would like to gather more followers on my YouTube channel. I want to make more family-friendly content with challenges and games, and at some point contests, possibly with prizes. Yeah, I want to do a lot of stuff. I just need to figure out the steps. The first step, of course, is to get a job and finish working with the babysitting and everything. But yeah, right now those are my goals. I am working on goal number 1 that I started at the beginning of the year, which I normally don't do, and I've said this in the past. I don't do resolutions because I absolutely am rubbish at them. I am working on drinking more water. There's 24 ounces in here, so if I drink like 2 or 3 of these, I think I'm okay. I'm not sure what the recommended water consumption is on a daily basis, but I think it's 6 8-ounce or maybe 5 8-ounce glasses or something along that line. I'm trying to get more water into my body because I don't like drinking water, but I found the only way that I can drink water is if it's really, really cold. But I'm doing okay on that. I do have some medical bills that, as you know, or probably don't know if you're just watching this, I was diagnosed with lupus in 2006, and from 2008 or 2009 until November of 2019, I was getting a monthly disability income benefit to pay for my rent and my utilities, my food, my transportation, all of the basic necessities that I needed. I also had Medicaid and Medicare, plus the gap insurance coverage, and I lost all of that in November of 2019. I still have Medicaid, but I found out with that, for some reason, they're not paying my office visits or anything like that, so I've got a bill for about $1,600 for one visit, and then I've got another $1,500 at Denver Health for several visits. Combine all that with no income is pretty agonizing and frustrating and nerve-wracking. and I don't do well with stress and excessive worry, which literally like knocked me down this past week. I ended up like very, very sick Wednesday night, and just got back on my feet yesterday. So that's another thing that I'm struggling with, and trying to maintain the stress, keep the stress from consuming me, keeping the worry from consuming me, and trying to figure out a good balance. My main worry and my main goal right now is to try and get a job so I don't have to worry and stress out on a monthly basis on how I'm going to pay my rent right now, how I'm going to pay my utilities, and all of that stuff. I have been debating on whether I want to set up a GoFundMe page for my medical needs and my basic needs. Mainly because there's a lot going on in the world right now, and mine seems pretty minor to everybody out there. Whereas to me it's not life and death, but a great need for myself to be able to be healthy and stay healthy and get my feet, stand on solid ground, so to speak, and get my foot in the door to eventually go full-time in a job and leave the low-income poverty life behind. I always wanted to eventually get off disability completely. I just didn't know that it was going to happen all of a sudden this past year, right before Christmas. I mean, Christmas isn't about the gifts or anything like that. It's about the family bonds and the friendships that you have, and the gratefulness of being healthy and being able to prosper and do what you want to do and everything like that. But I felt absolutely terrible being given gifts that I couldn't return the favor. My dad died 4 years ago this June, and my mom lost a majority of the income that my dad was bringing in, and she's now on a limited income herself. And I have, for many reasons, have not asked her for help because she tends to throw it back in my face and make me feel bad about it in the long run. And I'm not gonna subject myself to that anymore, even though I really need the help. I can't help. I can't ask her. I just can't. But I'm going to try and get on here, hopefully on a weekly basis, if possible. But I'm not 100% sure. I would like to start vlogging consistently on like maybe a weekly basis or twice a week or something like that. I'll have to figure it out. But I will put my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter handles in the description box below. Also an email that I'm okay with putting out that I just set up for my YouTube contacts, or the ability for people to email me or whatnot. I would like to start doing some collaborations with various local designers, I guess, or companies. I am looking into working on making a I think it's called Wix.com, a website where I showcase all of my photography from nature, travel, animals, and people. Mainly right now it's just going to be animals, nature, travel, and whatnot. But I welcome any feedback. Please keep it family friendly. I have made my channel family friendly, so my comments are not on. But I will figure out how to make a community like page where you can comment and show your support and advice and suggestions and whatnot on my YouTube channel. But I will also put in a link to, I will also put a link into my GoFundMe page. It is not going to be a requirement, but it is there if people do have an extra $1 or $2 to spare to donate towards my medical fund and whatnot while I get back on my feet into self-sufficiency and working. Because it's been quite a long time since I last held a actual full-time job, and that was probably back in, let's say 2014. It was back in 2003 when I was working full-time at I think Walmart. I'm not sure, but it's been quite a long time, and I know that I can do it. I'm just really, really nervous and afraid, terribly scared that I'm gonna fail miserably. I just never really thought that I would end up being considered disabled, being on low-income support, being in a low-income housing community on Section 8, or anything like that. There are a lot of things that I never thought would happen, but they have happened, and I just have to learn to deal with it and go with the flow and accept most of those changes, or do a radical turnabout and take control of what I've lost control of. So I'm sorry for just rambling on about everything in 24 minutes, but next time I'll try and keep it to like one or two different subjects, but not grouped together. So I appreciate listening to me. I appreciate all of the suggestions and comments and words of wisdom and advice that you could possibly give me. I haven't. Yeah. But just remember to like, subscribe, turn on the notification button, and please share this with anybody, really. Please. I'm not gonna really beg and plead or anything, because it is what it is. It's gonna happen or it's not. But I appreciate the support and the love and the wisdom and the guidance and whatever else that you can throw at me, in a positive way. I will see you next week, and I hope that everybody's doing well and you're staying healthy and all of that stuff. Until next week. Bye.